Hi, my name is Milan Cisse, and this is my current events presentation on the article Trump Deploys National Guards to Memphis, calling it a replica of his crackdown on Washington. So, the article is just about Trump doing what he did in Washington, bringing National Guards over to crack down on crime, and he's going to do it in other cities that have a high crime rate. So, cities like Memphis, Tennessee, Chicago, Illinois, and New Orleans, Louisiana. So those are the three cities he's looking at so far to go over there and crack down crime to make citizens feel safe, in their cities and where they live. And these cities or these states did not ask for Trump's input in, helping cracking down crime. Even though that's Trump's goal, it still raises concerns about federal intervention and how much the federal government is intervening with state matters instead of focusing on the federal matters. So, how does this relate to the chapter that we're reading this week? We're on chapter 3, Texas and the Federal System, and we talk about federalism and how we've came to this point in federalism as a nation and what federalism is. So, federalism is the separation of powers between the states and the federal government. And it's supposed to bring a fairness to the nation where the states can, focus on the people in the states and determining what's good for the state itself, and the federal government, they focus on the nation itself and what's good for the nation. So there are some pros and cons to federalism, and the way that Trump is going about trying to crack down crime in these cities, it's kind of going against the federalism that we have in the United States. He's going there literally without an invitation. Like the cities aren't wanting him to come over. Even the Mayor Paul Young, he disagreed with the federal deployment. He did not want Trump to go over there, but Trump is like, I'm still gonna go over there. I wanna, he wants to help out America, the nation, and crack down on the crime rates because he doesn't think the states are taking it seriously, and he's like, he's going to take it into his own hands and just do it himself. But that kind of raises the question, like, when should federal government intervene in state matters? Because this technically would be a state matter. Like, it's not really the job of federal governments to crack down on crime in a specific state or a specific city. So this illustrates the tension between state governments and the federal government, and when should federal governments intervene, and is this a good situation where Trump needs to intervene? But the way that Trump is going about it, he's cracking down crime in cities where it's majority minorities or mainly African Americans, with Memphis, Tennessee having I think a 68 or 69% demographic of African Americans. So it's making it look like he's targeting a certain group of people instead of trying to fix crime itself as for the nation, and trying to make it safe for people in the United States. So why is this important, beyond the classroom, and why is it important for us citizens to know this? Well, it's important because citizens need to understand how federal power is used, and, we need to know the difference between state government power and federal government power, so we know, if, the government is using its power to help us as a community and help us as U.S. citizens, rather than trying to do something malicious or something like that. We also, as citizens, have a say in certain things that the government does, and even citizens in areas like Memphis, Tennessee don't want Trump to go over there messing with crime rates. And, it is important to crack down on crime in high crime areas, but I feel like the way that Trump is going about it is going against a lot of going against federalism. He's like, I don't care what they think. I'm still gonna go over there and crack down on crime, which is not how federalism works. And it's really about what the states want and what the people want, not what the president wants. So it encourages us as citizens to think critically about, what we want as a society and what's a better way to go about certain issues to help us. Thank you for watching my presentation and have a great day.